This is Mayor Rhine McLin, and welcome to another edition of the Mayor's Beat. As we search the city to let our citizens know there are gems within our city, and we're here to expose them so that you can enjoy them. And today, believe it or not, we're sitting here at Woodland Cemetery. I know what you're thinking, but this cemetery is much, much more than you can think of as far as burying your loved ones. So today I have with me Jim, and he's going to tell you about this wonderful gem we have in the heart of Dayton.
Hi, my name is Jim Sandegren. I'm the horticulturist at Woodland Cemetery, and I'm going to explain some of the things and some of the aspects of the outreach programs that are available to the public here at Woodland Cemetery.
And tell me, how many acres do we have here in Dayton?
There are 187 acres of developed cemetery, and we still have 45 acres of undeveloped land. The cemetery actually started with 40 acres of land, so you can see that the cemetery is almost 5 times its original size, plus the opportunity to make that 6 times eventually.
What year was the cemetery founded?
It was founded in 1841, and just to put this into a historical perspective, that's 59 years after the end of the Revolutionary War.
Wonderful. Now, tell me what all the different uses that we have for the cemetery that the public needs to know about.
Well, we could expect just in a given day during the summertime, you could expect to see people walking the roads and pathways at the cemetery. And of course, many people come up here for lunch breaks and breaks just to get away from their busy activities for a few minutes in a very peaceful setting.
And what about genealogy?
Well, the genealogy, of course, this really is a living history book of the city of Dayton. People come into our office and talk about the many records. There are between 94 and 95,000 souls at rest here at Woodland Cemetery. The populace comes in here to find out about their relatives and things. It's a daily activity for us.
How do the school children use the cemetery? How do the teachers utilize the cemetery?
They come to the cemetery not only to have self-guided tours for themselves, but I take many tours during the summer where I actually get on buses and give tours, or the children get off the buses and we conduct tours. I've got one coming up in a week or so that will probably involve 4 actual bus loads of students that we'll take, and sometimes the management of that gets to be a little bit dicey.
Name me at least 10, right off the top of your head, famous people who are resting here.
Well, Irma Bombeck is always very much on our minds. She's close to the front area. Wilbur and Orville Wright, of course, are buried here. Of course, Paul Laurence Dunbar, the eminent black poet. John H. Patterson was the founder of National Cash Register Company. Hale Charch was an individual who invented cellophane. Daniel Meade was the original proprietor of the Meade Paper Company, is buried here, of course. The list goes on and on. Dayton's Madam, Elizabeth Richter.
The Madam, you called her the Madam?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's always an interesting bit of conversation. She was, in fact, just exactly that. She ran a brothel at turn of the century Dayton, and she was a very powerful lady.
That's what I understand, and there's a lot of stories behind that, too.
Yes, indeed.
And what about some of the trees?
We have probably 165 different varieties of woody plants and trees growing on the cemetery.
You got to tell me about some of these crypts. I know they don't do them anymore. They do them differently, but they look like little houses in hills.
Right. Well, we have these are just family mausoleums that are placed here on the cemetery, and there are probably more than 100 of them that are outside, and we call these private family mausoleums as opposed to the community mausoleum which we have here. Incidentally, that is the largest community mausoleum under one roof in the state of Ohio.
And they have a chapel here as well as a crematorium. We're going to move around.
Okay, over here we have this boulder. This is a memorial for Irma Bombeck. It came from Paradise Valley, which is in Arizona. It's a suburb of Phoenix. And the boulder itself weighed 15 tons, and it was quite an operation to get it to where it was, and I'm happy to say that we completed that operation without anybody getting hurt. Well, Irma is buried here. She died in 1996, April of 1996, and her actual grave location is closer to that spruce tree behind us. She went to Woodland Cemetery because her husband and she had experience. They both graduated from the University of Dayton, which is close by here. So she's resting here. We're certainly, the boulder is a memorial to her. It was brought in by her husband, of course.
And the family owns this lot over
Yeah, the
here.
family has a large lot here that they purchased after her death and had her committed to this location.
Well, this is certainly an unusual marker. It's apropos for Irma Bombeck. And she also we have an honorary street for her here in Dayton, so that's a wonderful tribute to her.
Well, I know if she'd ever see the children playing on this boulder, she'd be absolutely delighted, and the kids do love it.
That's wonderful.